Tyler stood at my dock table with his attorney, Marcus Webb, spreading transfer documents across weathered planks. Sign by Christmas or face elder abuse litigation, Uncle Jesse. 24 hours. I walked to my workshop, returned with my property survey. 1987 boundary documentation, county seal intact. Webb examined the documents, face going still. He stood. I'm withdrawing from this case effective immediately. Tyler froze. Still want to talk about what's owed? One click on subscribe keeps these stories coming for you. I stand in my workshop office, 17 antique marine chronometers, ticking in synchronized rhythm. Each one restored by my own hands, same as everything else in this place. 1992, 24 years old, fresh from Navy discharge with $127,000 in savings. 4 years as machinist's mate on the U.S. Camden taught me precision. Every measurement matters. Every seal must hold. Documentation saves lives. My father learned that lesson the hard way. Factory injury in 1985, lost his claim because he trusted memory over paperwork. Memory is a liar, son, but paperwork doesn't forget. I bought this property with cash. Single dock slip, 4 acres of Lake Vermillion shoreline. Slept in a camper van for 2 years while I built the first repair shop. Worked 18-hour days, saved every receipt, filed every permit. The filing cabinets in this office hold 32 years of documentation. Color-coded labels, cross-referenced in digital and physical formats. Navy habit. My brother died in 2003. Heart attack at 41 left Rebecca with 12-year-old Tyler and a mortgage she couldn't manage. I helped with funeral costs, sent money for 6 months until she remarried, never asked for repayment. Tyler used to visit summers, helped me paint the rental cabins, learned to tie proper knots. Quiet kid. Grieving. I taught him what my father taught me, measure twice, cut once. Take pride in work done right. The property evolved slowly. Added boat lifts in 1997. Built 6 rental cabins between 2001 and 2008. Installed specialized tools as I could afford them. 340 feet of prime shoreline. 12 dock slips. Equipment worth more than most people's houses. Lake Vermillion changed around me. Working-class fishing destination became high-end resort area. My $127,000 investment now valued at $2.1 million. I didn't chase that appreciation, just kept doing honest work while the market moved. Tyler changed, too. Business degree from University of Minnesota, real estate developer by his late 20s. Started visiting in 2021 with partnership proposals. Talked about maximizing assets, development potential, luxury cabin concepts. I listened politely, declined politely. This isn't an investment property. It's my life's work. He stopped asking, started demanding. The chronometers tick steady. Mechanical precision doesn't drift with human emotion. Doesn't revise history to suit current needs. These clocks tell the same time they told yesterday, last year, 30 years ago. I wind the chronometers every Sunday morning. Maintenance of standards in mechanisms and in life. Spring 2021. Tyler arrived at my dock with printed market analysis, color charts showing lakefront appreciation curves. Partnership opportunity, Uncle Jesse. Premium cabins. Marina expansion. I've got investors. I set down my wrench. Not interested. But the equity potential, no. He checked his Tag Heuer watch. Left. Visits increased through 2022. His language shifted from partnership to correction. Comments about my simple lifestyle while displaying his watch. His boutique gym membership cost more than my monthly utilities. Brought real estate colleagues to tour the property without asking permission, discussing subdivision potential while I repaired a boat engine 20 feet away. They treated me like hired help. Fall 2020. Rebecca hosted family dinner at her Adina Colonial. Formal dining room. 17 relatives. Expensive china. I arrived in work clothes. Didn't have time to change after a transmission repair ran long. Rebecca stood at the head of the table during dessert. I was just telling everyone how my late husband gave Jesse that initial stake when nobody else believed in him. Such a generous man. I looked up from my pie. Rebecca, I bought the property with Navy savings. Your husband didn't. Oh, Jesse, you know what I mean. Family support, emotional investment. Tyler's reflection showed in his wine glass. I let it go. Mistake. Summer 2023. Tyler brought developers to my property, walked them through my workshop pointing at equipment, discussing resale value. One of them asked me how long I'd worked here. I own it, I said. Oh, uncomfortable silence. Tyler said, this was family property in transition. The developers left. I confronted Tyler at his BMW. You told them this property's in transition. You're 55, no kids, no succession plan. Eventually, it'll need proper management. I have a succession plan. Conservation trust. Property stays accessible for working-class families. His face hardened. That's a waste of generational wealth. October 2023. Tyler returned with printed valuations, development proposals, financial projections. Spread them across my dock table like evidence in a trial. You're sitting on equity that belongs to my father's estate. This isn't personal, Uncle Jesse. It's business. You lack the sophistication to manage assets of this magnitude. I'm offering you a dignified exit before we're forced to pursue legal remedies. I studied the documents. Professional presentation. Confident language. Wrong about the facts. Legal remedies? Elder abuse statutes exist to protect vulnerable adults from financial incompetence. I'd hate to use them, but family legacy takes precedence over individual ego. He left the proposals on my table, drove away in his BMW, exhaust fading into autumn air. I gathered the papers, filed them carefully. Documentation of threats. Randy Dubois found me at sunset, staring across the lake. Trouble? My nephew thinks I'm incompetent to manage my own property. Randy's weathered face creased. The real estate kid? The one who asked me last summer if surveys from the 80s were still legally valid. That's him. He's planning something stupid, Jesse. Thanksgiving 2023. Rebecca's formal dining room. 17 family members around mahogany table. I arrived late. Work clothes still on after morning repairs. Only empty seat at the far end between Tyler's sister Amy and her husband. Rebecca served dessert with her expensive china. Pumpkin pie, whipped cream, the performance of cultivated hospitality. Tyler stood, pulled printed letter from his jacket pocket, real estate company letterhead visible. I need everyone's attention. This is difficult, but it's necessary for Uncle Jesse's protection and our family's financial security. He read aloud. Formal language about diminished capacity, financial incompetence, mismanaged assets. Demanded property transfer within 30 days or face elder abuse litigation, court-ordered competency evaluation, asset freeze. 17 witnesses. He chose this moment deliberately. My father loaned Uncle Jesse $85,000 in 1991 to help purchase that property. Here's the promissory note with Dad's signature. Tyler held up aged paper, specific terms visible. Jesse's been sitting on family-financed assets worth $2.1 million, refusing proper estate planning. This isn't personal. It's fiduciary responsibility. Rebecca nodded. My late husband always said he helped Jesse get started. Jesse's done well, but he needs guidance now. Amy shifted beside me, studying her plate. Other relatives murmured. Some nodded. Tyler's professional presentation, his printed documents, his confident legal terminology, it looked legitimate. The property should be in family trust, Tyler continued, managed by someone with actual business credentials, not a boat mechanic who got lucky with real estate appreciation. Sign the transfer agreement by Christmas, Uncle Jesse, or watch me take it in court. Your choice. Silence. 17 faces watching me. I set down my fork. I'll need to review my documentation. Tyler's mouth curved. Victory, of course. Take your time. You have 30 days. I stood, walked to the door. 90-minute drive back to Lake Vermillion. I processed 17 faces watching me. Tyler's printed letter, Rebecca's validation. Not humiliation anymore. Calculation. Tyler put everything in writing. Created witnesses. Established timeline. Documented his threats. By father's voice. Documentation saves lives. I called Diana Ortega from my truck. Former Navy JAG, elder law specialist, takes her boat to my marina for repairs. Diana, I need legal help. Discreet. What happened? My nephew just accused me of elder abuse at Thanksgiving dinner. Threatened litigation. Claimed my property was family financed through a loan I never received. He's got a forged promissory note and 32 years of revised family history. Pause. I'm listening. He wants the property transferred by Christmas. Says I'm incompetent to manage my own assets. Jesse, my grandfather faced this exact scheme 5 years ago. Different nephew, same playbook. How's your documentation? 32 years of organized files. Purchase records, bank statements, Navy discharge papers. Everything. Good. Don't sign anything. Don't communicate with Tyler except through me. We're going to need a forensic document examiner, a surveyor who can verify original boundaries, and county records access. I know a surveyor, Randy Dubois. He conducted the original 1987 survey before I bought the property. Perfect. Meet me at my office tomorrow morning. Bring everything. I hung up, watched Lake Vermillion reflect November stars. Diana's office smelled like coffee and old law books. She spread Tyler's Thanksgiving letter across her desk, read it twice. This is textbook elder abuse extortion. The competency evaluation threat, the asset freeze language, the 30-day deadline. He researched Minnesota statutes. Probably thought legal terminology would intimidate you into signing. He miscalculated badly. Diana pulled out a legal pad. Walk me through your purchase. Exact timeline, exact amounts. I detailed the 1992 transaction. Navy discharge savings, 4 years of boat repair income, $127,000 cash purchase. No loans, no family financing. Diana took notes in military precise handwriting. You have the closing documents. Complete package. Warranty deed, title insurance, closing statements showing payment sources. Cross-referenced with bank statements from 1992. Diana's expression sharpened. Tyler's promissory note claims your brother loaned you $85,000 in 1991, but you didn't buy the property until 1992, and you paid cash. The timeline doesn't work even before we examine the document itself. She photographed the promissory note with professional equipment. I'm sending this to Leonard Voss, forensic document examiner in Minneapolis. If this is forged, he'll prove it scientifically. I called Randy from Diana's office. Explained Tyler's boundary fraud claims. He's saying what? Randy's voice sharpened. That property line was established in 1987. I measured every foot myself. Where's he claiming the boundary should be? 1,300 square feet further east. Includes part of the adjoining parcel. That's impossible. I've got the original field notes in my basement. Maps, photographs, equipment specifications. Give me 2 hours. Randy arrived with 3 banker boxes, spread survey documents across Diana's conference table, hand-drawn maps, field notes with weather annotations, Polaroid photographs of boundary markers. August 1987, Randy said, pointing to dated entries. Clear conditions, 72 degrees, light wind from northwest. Wild T2 theodolite, serial number 847392, measurements precise to 3 inches. Tyler's claimed boundary includes property that was never subdivided from the original tract. Diana examined the documents. This is expert testimony that will destroy his case. Can you testify? Absolutely. Nobody forges survey documents on my watch. Leonard Voss called 3 days later. Diana put him on speaker. Forgery, modern paper stock, tea-stained to look old. Ink formulation from 2019. Laser printer artifacts from 2022. The promissory note is dated 1991, but Jesse didn't purchase the property until 1992. Tyler's forgery includes an impossible timeline. I can testify to all of it. Diana made notes, so Tyler created this document within the last 2 years, then artificially aged it to appear from 1991. Correct. He did decent work on the aging, but chemistry doesn't lie. Neither does printer technology. County Clerk Kimberly Hastings called that afternoon. Ms. Ortega? I flagged some suspicious boundary amendment filings on the Carmichael property. Tyler Carmichael submitted requests to alter historical records, claiming survey errors. But when I cross-referenced the original 1987 documentation, his amendments include property never part of that parcel. I've filed an official irregularities report. Diana assembled the evidence package. Forensic analysis proving forged promissory note. Randy's 1987 survey proving boundary fraud. County Clerk's fraud report. My complete purchase documentation proving independent financing. Jesse, Tyler committed 3 distinct frauds. Forged financial documents, falsified boundary claims, weaponized elder abuse accusations. We're not just defending against his lawsuit. We're building a criminal case. What happens now? Tyler filed his emergency injunction yesterday. Preliminary hearing scheduled for next week. I'm requesting a pre-hearing conference with his attorney. When Marcus Webb sees this evidence, he'll withdraw immediately. No ethical lawyer continues representing a client who forged documents. And Tyler, he'll try to find replacement counsel. But I'm sending this evidence package to every attorney in St. Louis County. Nobody will touch him. He'll appear pro se, and Judge Holbrook will dismantle him. I drove back to Lake Vermillion. The chronometers ticked steady in my workshop office. 17 synchronized mechanisms maintaining standards across time. Marcus Webb's law office overlooked Duluth Harbor. Diana and I arrived for the pre-hearing conference with organized evidence binders. Webb gestured to chairs. Settlement parameters before the hearing? Diana set 3 binders on his desk. Your client forged documents. Filed false claims. We're here to show you the proof. Webb's expression shifted. That's a serious accusation. Diana opened the first binder. Forensic analysis of the promissory note Tyler claims proves family financing, modern paper stock, ink formulations from 2019, laser printer artifacts from 2022. The note is dated 1991, but Jesse didn't purchase the property until 1992. Scientific proof of forgery with an impossible timeline. Webb read Leonard Voss's report. His face went still. Diana opened the second binder. Original 1987 land survey conducted by Randall Dubois, including field notes, maps, and photographs. Tyler's boundary claims include 1,300 square feet never part of Jesse's parcel. That's filing false documents with the county. Webb examined Randy's survey documentation. His jaw tightened. Third binder. County Clerk's official fraud report documenting Tyler's systematic attempts to alter historical property records. Your client didn't just lie to you, Mr. Webb. He committed multiple felonies in pursuit of this scheme. Webb closed the binders. Borey stood, walked to his window. I'm withdrawing from this case effective immediately. Smart decision, Diana said. You should also know that Minnesota bar ethics require you to report client fraud to opposing counsel. Anything Tyler told you about his strategy becomes relevant. Webb returned to his desk, pulled out his case notes. Tyler discussed using elder abuse accusations as leverage to force settlement. He said judges always side with younger family members claiming protection of vulnerable adults. His exact words, Uncle Jesse's too simple to fight back legally and too proud to admit incompetence publicly. Diana photographed the notes. Thank you for your cooperation. Tyler called me that afternoon. I let it go to voicemail. Uncle Jesse. Marcus withdrew from my case over some technical issues with the documents. I need you to understand. This is all a misunderstanding. We can work this out as family. Call me back. I deleted the message. Judge Patricia Holbrook's courtroom had the weight of institutional authority. Original wood paneling, brass fixtures, elevated bench where she reviewed case files. Tyler appeared alone. No attorney. Expensive suit, but his confidence had cracks. He kept checking his phone, glancing at the door as if replacement counsel might still arrive. Diana presented our evidence piece by piece. Forensic analysis. Original survey. County fraud report. Jesse's complete purchase documentation. Judge Holbrook studied each exhibit, asked pointed questions. Tyler tried to argue, but his voice cracked. Mr. Carmichael, you filed an emergency petition claiming your uncle suffers from diminished capacity and financial incompetence. But the evidence shows you forged a promissory note, filed false boundary claims, and weaponized elder abuse statutes to perpetrate the very exploitation you claim to prevent. Is that accurate? Tyler shuffled papers. Your Honor, there are family complexities. Yes or no, Mr. Spee, Carmichael, silence. Judge Holbrook closed the file. Petition dismissed with prejudice. Tyler started to speak. You may not refile, Mr. Carmichael. She signed 3 documents without looking at him. Restraining order issued. Evidence referred to county prosecutor. Her voice hardened. This court will not be weaponized to perpetrate elder abuse under the guise of preventing it. We're adjourned. Tyler stood frozen as the bailiff called the next case. I walked out beside Diana. December sun reflected off courthouse windows. My shoulders dropped for the first time in weeks. What happens now? Prosecutor files criminal charges. Tyler faces 5 to 15 years for forgery, filing false documents, attempted theft by deception. His real estate license gets suspended pending case resolution. His professional reputation is destroyed. And Rebecca, your sister-in-law enabled this scheme. That relationship is your choice, but I'd recommend distance. I drove back to Lake Vermillion. The marina looked the same as always. Boats waiting for spring, dock pilings solid in winter ice, workshop warm against December cold. County prosecutor filed charges in January. Forgery, filing false documents, attempted theft by deception. Minnesota Board of Real Estate suspended Tyler's license the same day. Diana forwarded the charging documents. He can't practice until this is resolved, and given the fraud charges, resolution means permanent revocation. Tyler's real estate career ended that day. Active licensing wasn't just professional credential. It was legal authority to operate. Without it, his development partnerships dissolved. Contracts canceled. The expensive lifestyle he maintained through debt collapsed under legal fees and lost income. Amy called me in February. Uncle Jesse, I need to tell you something. Tyler showed me the promissory note last October. Asked if it looked authentic. I told him not to do this. Will you testify to that? Yes. The prosecutor already contacted me. I'm sorry, I didn't speak up at Thanksgiving. You're speaking up now? Rebecca called the next day. I answered, Jesse, you're destroying my son over a misunderstanding. Tyler made mistakes, but this is vindictive. Drop the charges. I didn't file charges, Rebecca. The county prosecutor did, after reviewing evidence of criminal fraud. He was trying to protect family assets. He forged documents and filed false claims to steal my property. That's not protection. That's theft. You're choosing property over family. Tyler made that choice when he accused me of incompetence in front of 17 witnesses, when he threatened elder abuse litigation, when he forged his father's signature on a fake loan document. Silence. I helped you after your husband died, I said. Paid for his funeral. Sent money for 6 months. Never asked for repayment. Tyler's rewriting that history to justify stealing from me. And you're enabling him. He's my son, and I was your brother-in-law who helped when you needed it. I hung up. We haven't spoken since. News spread through Minnesota real estate development community. Tyler's former partners distanced themselves. Professional networks that provided his identity now rejected him. Tyler sold his Edina condo in March. Sold his BMW, liquidated everything to pay legal fees. April, Tyler's attorney negotiated plea deal. Guilty to felony filing of false documents, misdemeanor forgery, 18 months with work release possibility, 5 years probation, $50,000 restitution to me for legal fees, permanent real estate license revocation. Judge Holbrook accepted the plea. Mr. Carmichael, you weaponized legal systems designed to protect vulnerable adults. You forged documents, filed false claims, and attempted to steal property through systematic fraud. Your sentence reflects both your crimes and your betrayal of family trust. Tyler stood diminished in the same courtroom where he'd appeared confident 3 months earlier. Diana forwarded the restitution order. $50,000. He'll pay in installments from whatever work release job he finds. The money's yours. The first payment arrived. I opened a scholarship fund for trade school students. Named it for my brother, not Tyler. Rebecca sent one final text. You've destroyed him. I didn't respond. If you're still with me, hit like and drop a comment. 6 months after Tyler's sentencing, I wind the 17 chronometers on Sunday morning. Mechanical precision, maintained standards. The ritual brings clarity. My business thrives. Lake Country Marine Service Network members testified about my competence during the legal proceedings. Word spread. Customers appreciate dealing with someone whose documentation proved stronger than fraud. Randy stops by Wednesday afternoons. We fish from my dock, talk about surveying and celestial navigation, the connection between measuring land and reading stars. His friendship deepened through shared values. Precision matters. Honest work endures. Diana brings her boat for spring maintenance. Still training for triathlons in Lake Vermillion. Still taking elder law cases when she identifies exploitation patterns. Your case helped 3 other families, she told me last month. Prosecutors are watching for this scheme now. The scholarship fund grows with each restitution payment. Welding, carpentry, marine mechanics, skills you build with your hands. Tyler's name isn't on the fund. His father's is. I updated my will. Property goes to Conservation Trust, ensuring it stays accessible for working-class fishing families. No luxury development, no subdivision, no maximized asset value, just maintained access for people who need it. Tyler serves his sentence at county facility with work release. I don't track his location or status. His consequences are his own. Rebecca and I haven't spoken. Amy visits occasionally, apologetic about her initial silence. I tell her, speaking up later took courage too. The lake looks the same as always. Boats waiting for summer, shoreline solid, workshop warm. 340 feet of prime property I built from a single dock slip through 32 years of honest work. I stand at my dock at sunrise. Steel gray eyes watching morning light on water, surrounded by what I built with my own hands and protected with my own precision. The chronometers tick steady in my workshop. 17 synchronized mechanisms maintaining standards across time. Memory is a liar, but paperwork doesn't forget.